I've spent more than $36,000 on Facebook ads with just one single ad campaign. And in this video, I am going to walk you through the entire process of creating your Facebook or Instagram ad campaign from scratch. So if you've never created a Facebook ad before, or you're not sure if you did set up everything correctly, this is the exact video you need, because I am going to show you every single step you need to do to get your campaigns live and start bringing consultations to your practice. So before going any further in the video, I just want to explain something that is really fundamental that you need to understand, which is the Meta Business Manager account and all of the assets that it actually holds and the relationship between them. So let's talk about the first piece of the puzzle, which is your Meta Business Manager account. It's like your headquarters. It's what contains every asset that you have, and it just brings them all together. So the first asset that you have here is your customer list. It's basically the people that have bought from your website or have done a consultation with you. Then you have your Meta Pixel. It's what tracks what people do on your website. Then it contains also your payment information. It's where you put your credit card information so that Facebook can bill you on the advertisement that you're doing. I'm going to get more into it later and get into more detail. And under it, you also have your ad accounts. In the beginning, you only have access to 3 ad accounts, and then by time, they give you access to 5 ad accounts. And under these ad accounts, it's where the advertising actually happens. I'm going to get more into it later. And you have your Facebook and Instagram accounts. It's where you advertise. You can advertise from the Facebook page of your practice or from your own profile. And then you have the team members. It could be the agencies that you're working with, the partners, the team members, probably your brother, your sister, your father could be working with you. And you can also get them in by adding them with your Meta Business Manager account. So the first step of the process is searching Meta Business Manager. Then you're going to be shown this results, and you need to click on this website right here. Then you just click on Get Started. Now, you're going to have to log in with your Facebook or Instagram. Ideally, try to log in with your Facebook account. I cannot do that because I already have it set up, but you will just click here, continue with Facebook, and put the information of your own Facebook profile. So now, after you've actually did log in using your own Facebook profile, you're going to be shown this page. And in this page, I have here already my Facebook account, but you're not going to be having it yet. I'm going to show you how to do it, okay? Here you have your notifications, is where you can see the different notifications about your Facebook account or your Meta Business Manager accounts, your ad accounts. Here you have your ads manager, and this is what I've called before the ad accounts. Here you have your inbox, different messages for your Facebook account, your Instagram account, and the different accounts that you've actually connected to this Meta Business Manager account. You have your contents that you've actually posted organically. You can see the metrics and everything. Here you have the creator marketplace. It's a pretty much an advanced thing. It's where you actually work with influencers and creators. Here you have the leads center. It's where you see the leads that you've actually gathered using your ad campaigns. Then you have your planner. Then you have your ads. Then you have the insights. It's a little bit more about the metrics of your ads and everything. Have your search. And here you're going to click on settings. And the first step that we need to do is connect your Facebook account. And we just do it. Go here, accounts, and under accounts, you're going to go to pages. And under pages, here I already have my Facebook accounts connected, but for you, you're going to click here on add on the top right. And here, if you already have a Facebook page, you'll just click here, add an existing Facebook page. If you don't actually have one, you can create it from here. So add an existing Facebook page. The majority of you already have a Facebook page and you only have to connect it. So we're going to click add, and here add, you can just put the URL of your Facebook page or just put the Facebook page name. For me, the name of my business is Optima Growth, and you're going to find it right away because it's basically attached to your account. So you're going to be putting it here. You're going to click on next. Here you're going to find yourself that you are the one responsible for this page and your email. You're going to click on next. You're going to tick those 2 boxes here, and then you're going to click on add page. And now your Facebook page is going to be added to the Meta Business Manager account, and you're going to find it. And here you're going to be receiving this message, page added successfully, and you're going to find it here. And now that you've connected your Facebook account, the second step is connect our Instagram account. And we just go here on Instagram account and we click on add, and you add your Instagram account so you can connect it to the Meta Business Manager. So now the third step that we need to do is add our payment information, and we need to go to billing and payments. I would recommend adding your payment information inside your Meta Business Manager account and not on your ad account. Okay, so we basically go here, we go to payment methods, and we just click here on add business payment method. Here you need to put your country and then your currency, and then you put next. And then what you do is that you put the name on the card and everything, card number, CVV, expiration date, and you save it. And now you're going to be all. So now the fourth step that we actually need to go through is create our ad account. And we just go here in accounts. Under accounts, we have here ad accounts. For me, I already have 5 ad accounts. This is actually the limit. But for you, probably you don't have any. So you just need to click on add. Now, they're going to put three options. You have create a new ad account, add an existing ad account, and request access. If you don't have any ad account, you can go with the first option. If you already have an ad account, you can just find the ID of your ad account and add it here. Okay, for most of you, you don't have any ad accounts, you can just go with create new ad account. If you want to be a partner in another ad account from someone else, you can request access. Okay, so here we click on create a new ad account. For ad account name, you can just put your business name, or for example, you can just put ad account number 1. On the time zone, you can just put yours, and the currency, try to put your own currency. Try to put the currency on the that you have on the credit card, because if you don't do that, like, you're going to be wasting a lot of money on exchange. Okay, because if you have the credit card currency is in dollars and the ad account currency is in Canadian dollars, for example, Facebook is going to be taking a lot just by the exchange rate. Okay, so if your credit card is in US dollars, put here US dollars. So here we click on next. This ad account will be used for my business. Next. And here they're going to ask you if you want to add this ad account to the business portfolio. You just tick the box and you click create ad accounts. I already have 5. I'm already on the limit, so I don't have to do so. So now, if you actually want to add people and you already have a team member or a partner that you're working with, or it could be an agency, you go here to users, and under users, you have here people. Okay, so people, you're going to click here on invite people, and you're just going to put their email address, and an email is going to be sent to them, inviting them to actually have access to your Meta Business Manager account. So I'm just going to put a random email. Click on next, and here you can give them the access that they can have. Okay, so you can here see all of the access that they actually have or not. You can give them full control or partial access. It's basically up to you. If you really trust the person, you can give everything. If not, you can just give the basic access, and then you assign to them all of the assets that they can have access to. I can give them my own Facebook page. Then we click on next, and then we invite them with 0 assets. Okay, I would recommend adding a second person and give them all the control, because sometimes Facebook could restrict your account and restrict your own Facebook account, and you need to have a backup account, and that could be an account from a family member, from one of your parents, or your brother, or your sister, or someone that you usually trust, and you just invite them. So if one day you have your account restricted, you can access your Meta Business Manager accounts and all the information that you have there, but using the backup accounts. So now the last step that we need to do is adding a pixel to our account. What do I mean by pixel? It's the little code that actually tracks what people do on your website or your landing page. So let's take for an example. I'm just gonna go here and explain it. So if you have 1,000 people that actually visit your website, so you have here 1,000 visitors, and here you have 200 that actually opt in and they put their information inside your landing page or inside your Facebook form. And here you have 5 that actually, let's say 50 that actually become consultations and become patients. Okay. Now the pixel is actually going to track that, and they're going to try to find more of these patients. They're going to learn, and they're going to see, oh, these 50 people have become patients, so I'm just going to try and find more of these people and forget about the other 950 that have not become patients. That is why it's super important to have a pixel, because with that pixel, Facebook learns and it just becomes better and better, and it optimizes. Okay, and now in the second month, if you have 1,000 visitors, probably you're going to be having 100 patients. Okay, because Facebook did learn who are the people that are likely to convert, and now it's just optimizing and it's becoming better and better. So that is why the pixel is super, super important to set it up. Okay, so how do we add the pixel? We just go here to data sources, and under data sources, you're gonna find here data sets and pixels. And here I already have a lot of pixels, and for you, you're probably gonna have none. So you're gonna click here on add, name it something, just your business name pixel. Then you're gonna create it. And that is simple as that, and you're gonna assign it to the ad accounts that you're actually advertising with. And I'm gonna show you right now. Here, they're gonna ask you to choose the ad accounts you want to connect to this data set. You're gonna choose your ad accounts, and then you're gonna click on next, and it's gonna be added. So now that we've finished the boring part, we can go ahead and create our ad campaign, and we're just gonna go ahead and click on Ads Manager here, and we go to Campaigns. Sorry to interrupt the video, but I only have 30 seconds with you here. If you're running a private practice, a longevity clinic, or a healthcare business, and you want at least 40 patients in the next 60 days, you can absolutely use the link below to apply to see if you're a fit to work with us. And it's a completely done-for-you service where we use our proven systems to actually bring new patients consistently every month, retain them, and help you grow the business. Other than that, I'll let you get back to the video. Now that you've actually clicked, you're gonna find yourself here, and this is what we call an ad account. And under the ad account, you're gonna find campaigns, ad sets, and ads. Now, under your campaign, you're going to be having multiple ad sets, and under your ad sets, you're going to be having multiple ads. Now, what I would recommend for a lot of you is just having one campaign, one ad set, and different ads. If not, if you have multiple offers, you can definitely put multiple ad sets, and for each ad set, you're going to be having your offer. If you have two completely different treatments, you can definitely use two campaigns for it. So now to actually create your ad campaign, you only need to click here on create. Here, you're going to be having two options. You need to click on auction, and here you go ahead with leads. Of course, we're not an e-commerce store where we need to have sales. We're not promoting an app. Here for the other three options, awareness, traffic, engagement. Probably a lot of you will think, oh, I want traffic to go to my website, I want engagement, I want awareness, but it's not usually the right approach for any clinic or any private practice or any healthcare business, because those three options are for big companies like Nike, for example, because they already have big distribution. So they don't need someone to go ahead and buy from their website right away. They just want to make you aware because they already have different stores around the world, they have different websites. So like their marketing plan is different from yours, and for us, we're just gonna go ahead with leads. It's where a form is shown to the person that is scrolling, and they just put their information. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead with leads, and we're going to click on continue. Here, the campaign name, you can, if you're advertising here peptides, you can just put peptides camp. Now we are going to go ahead with the budget. Here, you're gonna be having campaign budget and ad set budget. So I'm going to explain the difference. Okay, so here we have campaign budget, and here we have ad set budget, which we call CBO and ABO, okay? With the CBO, you're actually giving Meta $60 to spend on a day, and you let Meta choose how much to spend on each ad set that you have. They could spend $40 on the first ad set, $15 on the second, or $5 on the third, and by the end of the day, it's gonna spend $60. Here, with the ABO, you already set $20 for each ad set and they spend it equally. So by the end of the day, each ad set actually spends $20. So what is the actual difference? The actual difference is with the CBO, you let Meta choose which ad set is performing better. And when she finds which ad set is performing better, it actually spends and gives more resources, aka money, to this specific ad set. With the ABO, you force it to spend $20. So if you have ad set one that is really, really performing, Meta doesn't have a choice to only spend $20. And with the ad set three, if it's performing terribly, it's also gonna spend $20, which is, by the way, gonna waste a lot of money. Now, if you are in the beginning stages and you're testing, if you're testing which audience actually fits well with your specific offer, you can absolutely put in the ad set one as a target audience men. You can put here ad set three women. You can put here different interests. For example, by the end of the week, you can see the metrics and you can see which audience is working best for you and your specific offer or your specific business. For here, CBO, you, for example, put men here, put women here, put different interests here, and then you give $60 to Meta and you tell it to spend whatever Meta thinks is worth to spend on. And you're going to be, in my experience, you're going to be ending with way better results with CBO than with ABO, okay? So let's think about it this way. If you have 3 team members that are working for you, let's say 3 receptionists, okay? So we have receptionist 1, 2, and 3. For each receptionist, for CBO, you tell them I have $300 today that I will give, but I will give it based on performance. Okay, so by the end of the day, if the first receptionist performs really well and they book a lot of consultations, they get paid $150. For the second, they also performed pretty well, but didn't book that much consultations. You're going to give them $100, and for the third receptionist, they performed terribly, and you're going to give them at the end of the day $50. Okay, so this is how a CBO works. With the ABO, you're going to tell them I have $300 today, and I'm going to give to each one $100, no matter what your performance is. So this is the main difference with ABO and CBO. Now, I would recommend going with CBO. Unless you already know what you're doing, you're experienced, and you want to test a little bit with ABO, go ahead with it. But in my experience, 99% of people should go with CBO, and you just put a budget a day and you let Meta choose what is the best performing ad set and which one to spend money on. So now the second question that we're going to have here is how much you need to spend per day. In my opinion, every situation is different and it really depends on the business. So let me explain it here. So the step one is you need to understand and know your patient value. Let's say you are a TRT clinic and you're offering TRT. So let's say, for example, it is $200 per month, okay, for TRT. And usually a patient stays with you for about 6 months. So the value of each patient is about $1,200, okay, for each patient. We are pretty clear on that. This is TRT. If you're offering stem cells therapy, a patient is probably worth to you $15,000. Now you can see the difference between those two business models, okay? So for TRT, a patient is worth to $1,200 and you need to understand how much are you willing to spend to acquire that patient. For stem cell therapy, probably you also need to think how much you can spend to acquire a customer, okay? So you need to work backwards, okay? So for TRT, probably you can only spend $200 to acquire a customer, okay? To acquire a customer. And for stem cell therapy, you're okay to spend $1,000 to acquire a customer, because if you spend $1,000, you can get $14,000 back. It is pretty good business, okay? Now that you've worked backwards, you can start small to just test. Okay, now that you know your patient value, how much are you willing to spend per customer? If you think you can bring one customer a day, and for example, you're selling stem cell therapy and you think, oh, I'm just gonna start spending $1,000 a day, I would still recommend to start small with $100 a day, and then you'll see based on the data what is working, what is not, and then you can optimize and start scaling from there. If you're running a TRT therapy and you think you don't have a lot of money and you only can spend $200 to acquire a customer, like I said, you can start small, you can start seeing from there how the performance is actually going, because at the end you can probably spend $50 to acquire a patient, okay? It can happen. You have a really good campaign, really good advertising. If you have a really shitty campaign, if you could spend thousands of dollars and not acquiring one single patient. And it depends on a lot of variables, of course. But in my opinion, know your patient value, work it backwards, see how much you can spend to acquire a customer, start small, see the data, see how your campaign is performing, work your numbers out, and then you can start scaling from there, okay? So what I would recommend for each clinic, basically start with $75 Canadian, which is about $50 US. So that is a good range to just start your campaign with, especially if you're not experienced and it's your first time. I would recommend starting with that number, okay? Here for the A/B test, it's a pretty much advanced method. You don't have to worry about it. For the special ad categories, none of these 4 options applies to your business if you're running a healthcare business. So financial products and services, employment, housing, social issues, none of it actually concerns you, okay? So here we click on next. So now that you've actually clicked on next, you're going to be headed to the ad set. You can just put here ad set number 1. Then for the conversion location, you can just put here website and instant forms. I wouldn't recommend going with instant forms or Messenger or website and calls, because if you, for example, choose instant forms, what do I mean by that? Is when someone actually clicks on your ad and they're shown in a form right away to put their name, their email, their phone number, and they click accept for you to contact them. What I would recommend is using a landing page and not using a website. So there is a huge difference between a landing page and a website. A landing page, it's where you explain the specific offer that you're actually having. You have a really good headline, a really good sub-headline, your phone number on the top, a form until the end, and on that landing page, it's really very well designed with really good ad copy, and just explain more about your program and how it works and how your treatment actually works. You talk more about the problem of your patients, and you try to relate to them. You explain your value, the benefits of your program, your treatment, or your offer. So I would literally go with website and instant forms. It is super, super crucial. Here, cost per result goal, it is a pre-advanced method. We don't have to go into it. The value rules as well, the attribution model, we just go with standard. Here with the data set, it's where we connect our pixel. Now, for me, I didn't connect the pixel that I've actually created before to this specific ad account, but I've already shown you how to connect it. You're gonna be having it here. For me, it's create data set, but for you, you're already going to be having the option to just add the pixel that you've already created and connected it to the ad account, okay? So, which is a super, super crucial step that you need to do. Make sure you connect your pixel. Like I said, it's what tracks what people do on your website so that Facebook can learn, okay? Here, dynamic creative, you can just put it off. For the budget and schedule, I would recommend starting on midnight the day after, because it just allows Facebook to start with, to start on a very good time so it can learn quickly. You give it the full 24 hours to learn, and it just optimizes way better than just starting in the middle of the day. For the audience, like right now with AI, you don't have to worry about that. With the controls, you also don't have to worry about that. It's pretty advanced. If we start explaining all of these details, we're going to be seeing here forever. And for a lot of beginners and people that are just starting using Facebook ads for their practices, I would just recommend sticking to what I say, because it actually drives 99% of the performance, okay? 1% of it is gonna change nothing, okay? For the location, try to advertise where you're offering services at. If you are a telehealth business and you're offering services to the whole country, you can literally put the United States, okay? So if you only do consultations on Zoom, that is fine. You can just put the whole United States. So there you go. If you're only located in Toronto, for example, and you're a clinic and you cannot serve other cities, you can just put here Toronto. Basically just advertise where your patients are, okay? Suggest an audience, include these custom audiences. It's a pretty advanced thing, you don't have to worry about it for now. After a few weeks or a month and you feel more comfortable running ads, you can get more into these later, because I wouldn't say they don't help, but there is a learning curve. And for you right now, you just need to launch your first ad campaign, get used to it, understand how good a good campaign actually performs, and then you can gradually start understanding those different techniques, okay, inside your ad account. Here, you don't have to worry about it. The placements, you also don't have to worry about it, and you just click on next. Now, one thing before going to the ad level, I just wanted to correct one mistake that I actually did here. And you need here on the conversion location, you need to click on website. And this is what I meant by landing page. I just got too caught off with explaining the landing page, which I forgot to put here website. It's not website in instant forms, it is website, okay? So after you actually click on website, you can go to the next step. Now we are on the ad level, and the first step is basically just, you can name your ad. You can just put name ad number 1. Here you're going to be having your Facebook page, your Instagram page connected. For me, I have this little error that's actually showing up, which is completely normal because I don't actually advertise on this specific ad account or this Meta Business Manager account. I have a different one. That's why it's actually showing me this error. For you, you're not going to be having this problem because you've already connected your Instagram accounts. Like I showed you earlier in this video, okay? So here, Threads, if you want to actually connect your Threads profile, if you have any, great. If not, that's completely fine. Your Instagram account can actually advertise on Threads. Here, for the ad setup, you can keep create ad, you can keep manual upload. For the format, you can choose the first one, single image or video. For carousel, this is an option where clothing brands actually use it, okay? It's where you have a picture and you have multiple pictures, like 6 or 7, and you can just swipe and see the different, for example, for a clothing brand, different colors, different styles. So this is why I would say clothing brands usually use them. For us, we don't have to use it, so just click on single image or video. Here on the destination is where you have to put the URL of your landing page. So you just go to your landing page, you copy paste the link, and you basically put it here, okay? Which is pretty simple. Here for display link, you don't have to worry about that. The browser add-ons, you put none. Here you don't have to tick any boxes, and this is the fun part. It's where we set up the creative on Ad Creator. I'm going to get back to it. I'm just going to finish explaining everything here. For creative testing, you don't have to worry about that. For languages, it's where Facebook want to add its own translations or automatically translate your ad to reach people in more languages, which I would keep off. Just imagine if you only serve people in English, you don't have to serve people in other languages because you cannot offer your service in a different language, okay? So you're going to be bringing a lot of people that are not aligned with your approach. So I would keep that on. For tracking, here it's a pretty advanced thing. It's where you put a third-party tracker to track the events on your website and everything on the landing page. For beginners, just having the pixel and having Facebook track what people do on your website it does 90% of the work, unless you are really scaling very heavily. You're spending 5-6 figures a day on advertising and you really want to see every metric. Then I would recommend using a third-party provider, but for 99% of the people, putting nothing is actually fine, okay? So we go back and we set up our creative by clicking on Setup Creative. Here, when we click on Setup Creative, you're gonna have 2 options, image ad or video ad. Of course, if you wanna upload a video ad, you click on video. If you wanna upload an image, click on image. So here with image, you're gonna be headed here for source URL, branding, extensions, site links, website highlights. You don't have to worry about any of that. You just click on next. So here, to actually upload one of the images that you have, you just click here on upload and you upload the image. For me, I just have here an image just as an example. Here, I would keep everything original. You can see here, if you actually click on this, it actually cuts the image and the image is not shown as it is. So I would keep everything original here so that the people can see the image. Here, you click on next. So here is the primary text, the headline, the description, okay? So I'm going to explain the difference between all of those. So here's the difference. So this is the primary text. So when someone actually scrolls and they see your ad, the first text that they see, this is what we call the primary text. And its job is to actually get them to stop scrolling, not explain everything, just earn the click. And it is basically a hook. You just basically, the job of this primary text is just to catch their attention and make them stop scrolling, okay? Here, you're gonna have, this is what we call a headline, and with the headline, its goal is to create a desire, and the headline should answer what's in it for me. And what I would say is it creates a desire to actually click here on the CTA, which stands for call to action. It's gonna have to push them to click learn more, okay? And the little text that is under here, this is what we call the description, and its goal is where we can add credibility, context, reassurance. Basically, you just tell them more about you, what you do. If you have a lot of testimonials, you can put here 120 testimonials, 5 stars reviews, best clinic in LA. you can just add whatever. You talk a little bit more about you and you add credibility. Okay, so this is the primary text, this is the headline, and this is the description. Okay, so for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna put one on each one of them. If you want a more in-depth video about how to create an ad, how to create an image ad, a video ad, how to think about the primary text, the headline, the description, how to actually utilize AI to actually do a lot of the work, let me know. I'm gonna make a whole video about it and how to create top-notch video or image ads. Okay, so here we click on next. Here you're gonna be having different AI suggestions. If you actually like any of those, you can definitely click on them. If you like this one, for example, you just click on it, and AI is gonna split test them between this image and see which image is actually performing well. Okay. For example, this one is also pretty good. This one's pretty good. So it's going to use these 4 images and see what's performing better, and it's going to use it. Okay. So here we are going to click on next, and here in this specific page, we're going to find different creative enhancements by AI, and just depends on the ad and what you like. You can add or remove any of these options. For me, usually I take all of these things as off, and I usually just add animation. You can see here the animation is pretty good. You have in the images pretty much animated. If you want to add visual touch-ups, like for example this little hand here, really depends on you. If you want to add the music, if you think it's going to be pretty good. If you want to enhance the media text, and usually, for example, what Facebook does, for example, if they think the primary text is better to be here and the headline should be here, or the description should be here, they actually do it and they do it for you. For me, I just keep it off, to be honest with you. And here, if you want to enhance the CTA, if you want Meta to split test between different options, here if you want to enhance the media text, in my opinion, do not get too caught off with this. Just if you want, you can literally just keep everything off. If you really think your ad creative is pretty good and your ad is, you have a pretty good ad copy, you have a good video, really good hook, you can just keep everything off and trust what you already did. Okay. With the media, like I said, I've already added the animation here, and we are all good to go. So click on next. Like I said, translation, you're gonna have to put Spanish. If you're only serving people in English, do not translate in a language. But if you know how to talk Spanish and everything, you can definitely put Spanish in, and you're gonna have more people coming in. Okay. So here we're all good to go. We can just click on done, and our ad is going to be set up. And here we just click on publish. We literally have everything set up. That's pretty much it. It's not that much complicated, and just follow everything I said in this video in terms of more of the technical side of things. Just follow everything I've said. About the ad, I would love to make another video to show you how ads need to be made, an image ad or a video ad, how you need to use AI in the process. I would love to do so. You can just let me know in the comments.